Shalom. I give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim, pushing this word out across the four corners of the earth. This is an article from newstarget.com. And the title says, Late winter storms just wiped out the entire wheat crop of western Kansas. Are you prepared for food disruptions? A mild winter graced the plains in the Midwest, luring farmers to plant early and causing winter wheat to sprout sooner. As of April 23rd, a quarter of the Kansas wheat crop had headed, outpacing the 5-year average of 17%. Everything looked promising. Abundance was predicted, but a larger, unexpected force of nature reared its head and took western Kansas by surprise. And that's the thing of Esau's gimmicks that he liked to play on the people by saying, Mother Nature did this or Mother Nature did that. No, this was the doings of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know? It says, near the end of April, heavy snow and blizzard conditions descended, pummeling the new wheat crop in western Kansas. The breadbasket of the nation lost all of its wheat in the northwestern quadrant. 14 to 20 inches of snow fell in Colby County, burying the fields. Kansas produces 1/5 of the nation's wheat. In 2016, 467 million bushels were harvested. Winter wheat, which is dormant in the winter but sprouts again in the spring, makes up at least 2/3 of the annual U.S. wheat crop. In just 2 hours of sub 32-degree Fahrenheit weather, new wheat crops began to suffer damage. According to the Kansas Wheat Commission, freeze injury during heading and flowering stages can cause severe yield consequences. Dozens of crops, scouts, growers, grain traders, and government officials have begun a 3-day tour of Kansas to survey the damage. This annual tour, sponsored by the Wheat Quality Council, seeks to estimate the upcoming year's harvest. So far, predictions look bleak. The surveyors will also be looking at other problems, including the prevalence of the wheat streak mosaic virus, nitrogen and sulfur deficiency in stem, stripe, and leaf rust. The USDA was set to make its official predictions for the winter wheat crop on May 10th. In February, projections were already down 20% due to a sharp reduction in wheat sowing. 2017 could be the lowest wheat harvest since records were first started in 1919 due to this late winter storm. You know, and this is nothing but biblical prophecy coming to pass. This is all the sayings of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He put on all his different prophets, you know, that we read on now in the scriptures. And we see that great famine is coming to America. And one of America's top field crops is wheat. It's very, very important to America's economy. You know, people go about their daily lives with wheat, you know, and right here you see where it says life without wheat. You know, this is something Americans use every day in their everyday lives. And it has like bread, crackers, cereals, you know, different desserts, flour, sauces, meats, pasta, salad dressings, soups, beverages, you know. So that's a common thing in America that, you know, you see people use, including myself, you know. So the times that we are coming to, that great famine, that great tribulation, that great distress, and that's in America, starting Babylon the Great. It's great in its wickedness, you know, its lies, its deceit, you know, and now it's going to be great in its downfall. And one of the signs of the times that we're coming to in America's downfall is the food crisis. As you see what's going on in Venezuela with their food crisis.
Have you lost weight?
Yeah, I've lost 12 kilos. In 4 months.
But even with the co-op's low prices, rampant inflation makes the bags of vegetables just too pricey for some.
Wait, I don't have enough.
But not everybody's taking the new diet so lightly. NGOs in poor neighborhoods have been watching children go hungry and suffer malnutrition due to the shortages. Every day, Roberto and volunteer mothers offer up 500 meals and provide health care.
When we ask them what they ate the day before, for example, this mother responded, nothing in the morning, corn for lunch, nothing at night, and no snacks between meals.
Today in Venezuela, a quarter of the population is living on just one meal a day.
When we get it, sometimes we can have pasta or rice, but that's not normal. We can't eat 3 times.
The crisis isn't just hitting children's health, but their education too.
Part of the reason for kids missing school is that mothers weren't waking up their children in the mornings, so they wouldn't have to feed them breakfast.
Over the last 15 years, Venezuela's basic food production has completely collapsed. Staples like sugar and oil were some of the first to go, and with the national currency falling, imports are drying up too. But people here still have to find ways to scrape by.
It's going to have nothing compared to America's food crisis. You know, America's food crisis is going to be the greatest food crisis the world has ever seen. It's going to be that great famine. And just in 2 Esdras 15:19, a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So as nowadays you see 2 so-called neighbors, you know, they interact with one another, talking about sports or their job, you know, things going on in their neighborhood, things going on in the world, you know, just basically interacting with one another, getting along. But when this time frame comes along with it's no lack of bread, you're going to see those 2 so-called neighbors going at one another. It's going to be basically every man for himself or every man for his family. So that great tribulation, that great distress, that great turmoil, you know, that great disorder or whatever, that's coming to America. We at its doorsteps, you know. And this is it's from Wikipedia.org, just to pinpoint how important this wheat production is in the United States. It says wheat is produced in almost every state in the United States, and it's the principal cereal grain grown in the country. The type and quantity vary between regions. The United States is ranked 3rd in production volume of wheat, with almost 58 million tons produced in the 2012-2013 growing season, behind only China and India. Right here it says winter wheat accounts for 70 to 80% of total production in the U.S., with the largest amounts produced in Kansas, 10.8 million tons. And as you can see from this article, Kansas is the breadbasket of the nation. It lost all of its wheat due to this so-called storm. So I'm gonna click right here, and this is just like a graph, just basically going into America's top 3 field crops, which is soybeans, wheat, and corn. As you see, wheat in 2017 is pretty much at a little bit over $4 a bushel, you know. So back to this article, how it says tips to prepare for food disruptions, you know, and that's all a part of Esau's agenda, you know, to stock, and stock. That's the type of vibration he put on American people, including our people. But this is a thing of fate when you read the scriptures. We know we're about to get ready to come to the times of Jacob's trouble, and it's going to be pretty much no food out here. But Yahweh Hashem Yahshua said in Isaiah 33:6 chapter that wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. So that's what we spiritually stocking for. We spiritually stocking for that faith, wisdom, and knowledge that we'll be taken care of, Lord will, in these times of troubles, you know. So that's something Esau he lacks, which is faith. All the other nations, they don't have faith neither. And 2/3 of our people, the nation of Israel, they have no faith when it comes down to it. Faith is really given to the elect of the Israelites. So this part right here about the tips to prepare for food disruptions, not really gonna get into that because, you know, that's just part of Esau's, you know, agenda about just what you should do by stocking and things of that such. Lord will, as a hopeful elect, Yahweh Shai, he's going to take care of his servants, his prophets, you know. And he said this through the spirit of Isaiah. He put the spirit on Isaiah to say this right here. Isaiah 65:13. Thus said the Lord power. Behold, my servants should eat, but ye should be hungry. Behold, my servants should drink, but ye should be thirsty. Behold, my servants should rejoice, but ye should be ashamed. So that's the type of mentality we're supposed to have. Like, keep going out there on the highways and byways, being good brothers, you know, doing our, you know, videos, things of that such, just to edify the elect out there. And Lord will be taken care of when this total great tribulation is coming down upon the earth. You know, we catching our tribulation now in the flesh or whatever. So when that time, when the world about to get ready to catch their tribulation, we'll be covering the umbrella of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know, Most High's will, you know. So I hope you all were edified. I'd like to give all honor and glory again to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim. Shalom.